With the mic.
Not like that. You can't. Not in that manner, sir.
I probably don't be doing that anyway.
That's fair. Oh. Well, hello.
Well, what's going on, man?
Oh, man. Just live back in here in the studio for the first time in a while. We dropped a few pre-recorded episodes around Cocodona with all the traveling and craziness. So actually sitting down and having a conversation hasn't happened in a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, a few weeks.
It's Tuesday as well, which has been how many days since you finished up Cocodona?
Cocodona was finished up on Thursday. No, sorry, Friday morning.
Friday morning,
1 a.m.?
technically. Yeah.
Yeah. So
5 days-ish?
ish for you mathematicians out there.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Man, feeling pretty good. As you know, I came off with a pretty jacked up ankle. Pretty sore, pretty swollen. Very swollen, actually. Finally.
Debatable.
Yeah, couldn't. The only pair of shoes I could wear was my Tevas. I couldn't get in any other shoes on. I couldn't get Hey Dudes on. I couldn't get Crocs on.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
I feel like that was to be expected.
Yeah,
you only ran 250 miles.
But not from that one. I mean, that was injury related to an extent, and still trying to work through what that looks like totally. But that's coming back to normal.
Yeah.
Swellen's pretty much disappeared. Been icing a whole lot. Taking some medications and whatnot. And then overall, like if it wasn't for this ankle thing, I strongly feel like I could be out running right now. So.
And so did you see Andy Glaze put in another 100-mile week? Or is working towards another 100-mile week?
Yeah, he's been on a 100-mile week thing for the past like 200 weeks or something like that.
Something crazy.
Yeah, just stupid amount of running.
Yeah.
And, hey, more power to the guy. We shared some miles out there. We were on course pretty close together for most of that race, actually, until the end.
Mm-hmm.
But
I say that just like to, I don't know, like because we were joking about doing like some shakeout runs and stuff like that. And then there's.
He's actually doing it.
Yeah. Putting in some mileage that's more than most people training blocks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, but yeah, more power to him. Let him do his thing, and congratulations on being able to go do that. But man, I tell you what, we sure enough came away with the buckle. So
we did, man.
We did. Got the old 250 Cocodona 250 buckle here. And man, I can't not brag on the crew and the pacers and everyone involved in our effort enough. It's really cool to have y'all in there, especially it seemed like right where y'all needed to be and when y'all needed to be there. It was a huge blessing. It was absolutely amazing. And we are going to unpack Cocodona, just not today.
Yeah, not today. I feel like there's just so much to kind of reflect upon and really just wrap your mind around from my perspective, but I imagine most certainly yours, right? You still got to be going through and just kind of trying to, I don't know, just process everything really, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a couple days here where I've got a couple days off for recovery where I'm just kind of living in what I said I wanted to, which is spending time with the family, relaxing and recouping a little bit, settling back into some kind of normalness and regular guy mode rather than this dude that has to go run all these races and stuff. So
I'm sure it's a nice just like step back.
It's a good weight off the shoulders, a good relief of pressure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, I'm excited to get to the point to where I kind of get back towards working towards a couple of goals, but get to see a lot of y'all go out and do some amazing things, especially with everything we have on the books for this year already.
I know, dude. We still, I mean, Cocodona obviously is massive, right? But we got some other pretty dang big things coming up. Leadville for Barnes is 13 weeks out?
Yeah, we're about 13 weeks out from Leadville, 100%. It's going to be an amazing experience just to be around the culture, what is Leadville, right?
That's going to be wild, too.
These legendary 100-mile races has been going on for forever.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, or weeks after that, we got the Cowboy 200 where Dad will be running his first 200-mile race across Nebraska out there. Dan will be out there, too, Dan Gilliam.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it'll be good to get on up there, too, man. I don't know, like, In the past, we've always gone out to quite a few different races, I guess. But this year, we're hitting like a bunch of big races. And so it's just really exposing us to like the culture overall, like even more so than what we typically see. And I don't know, it's pretty exciting, getting to go out and be around the elites.
Yeah, that was one really cool thing about Cocodona is there was no guard, there was no wall up between the elites and the super talented runners and ourselves.
Everybody's just together.
Yeah, it just turned loose. So.
Which I love that aspect of ultra running. I don't know if we've talked about that on here, but it's something that I really appreciate about the opportunities with running and everything. Like, you can go sign up, and if you think you're one of the best, well, guess what? You get to race against them.
Yeah, you get. Why don't you lay it down and prove it right here, man? Yeah, and yeah, there was a little bit of that with this race for sure.
Yeah.
Getting to go out and experience it and see, like, okay, it's going to take a lot more to get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's something that's 100% out of reach if you want to dedicate your time and efforts and that much energy and resources to it. But, man, it is something that's going to be a little bit different than what the normal expectation of a runner just going out and looking to finish a race is.
Just busting out the mileages. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
yeah, man. So we got Leadville coming up. We got Cowboy 200.
Dinosaur Valley 100.
Dinosaur Valley. When is that?
I think that's November, right before Thanksgiving. That's Michael Ruiz is looking to go out there and run a timed 100-mile, shave off some time on his PR for his 100.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. I should be knocking out a 50-miler in Bandera. I'll be excited to get up there and see what that's all about. And that'll be at the end of October as well.
End of October. Yeah, busy times. Then the only other thing besides that I have written down here really is Rocky Raccoon 100.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody's looking to run. If we could,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Mr. Lane Divens finally committed to a 100-mile race. We just got to get him to admit it.
Is it official if you haven't signed up yet?
I think it's pretty official, but you better get signed up if you want hopes of signing up for that thing because it does fill up fast.
It does.
So that is something you might want to put your old sights on there, partner.
It's already on my calendar, actually. Sign up doesn't start until 2 more days.
Okay, so you're going to be launching in there pretty quick. Well, good. Then we can expect that from Mr. Lane Diven at least.
Yeah. Yep. And then right now, Ashley Forshey, she's running across Colorado.
She is running across Colorado, dude. I'm keeping up with her Garmin Connect, and I see 40 miles here, 50 miles here. And
daily, yeah.
Pretty dang inspirational, man.
Yeah, yep.
So huge shout out to Ashley. Congratulations and a great starting effort, and look forward to see what she does continuing through that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think that by the end of it, she's looking at roughly 600 miles overall, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Which is wild.
It is.
It is pretty wild. But, I mean, her reasoning behind it all and just the inspiration is pretty dang awesome going out and getting to see why she's doing that and everything. So
Yeah, maybe we can get her on here and have a good conversation about what that is exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a great idea. And then I guess it also brings up the fact Ricochet's Riot. There's a few of us going out there to that as well, right?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some next in line people out at Ricochet's Riot over near Killeen, Texas. It's first weekend. I think it's June 1st.
June. Yeah, it's coming up quick.
So yeah, coming up real quick. If you want to get involved in that or you want a support crew out there around you, I think we'll likely have some people running the race and then some people hanging around just involved as well. So that's something to think about, something to put pen to paper. I think they got a 10K. They got a beer mile first. I think there's a 10K.
Hey, you got to knock that sucker out.
25K, 50K. I ain't doing no beer mile. But there's several different race options for you to go out there. No matter what skill level you're at, how you feel about running long distance, you can definitely find a race to suit you out there.
Mm-hmm.
And would be happy to be supportive out there for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah, man, busy schedule. Lots
busy
coming up. Lots going on, and everybody's staying busy.
Yeah, it is. And really, guys, what we wanted to do today is we wanted to come on here and give you a good update for some new things going on with Next in Line, some events we have coming up, and some future drops that we're going to have on the podcast here. So we just wanted to make sure that we did that for y'all. I know we were probably expecting a Cocodona episode to drop today, but the truth is, like Lane said, we've got to unpack a lot from that race. We want to make sure that we get it right and we give you the best version of our experience while we're out there, because it's so fresh, it's so new, and still pretty exciting. But yeah, it's a lot of emotions around it, a lot of different things, and I think all of us still feel like we're kind of in the middle of it right now. So
kind of, man. I mean, it's still the only thing I see on my feed is just Cocodonas. Still fully immersed in it.
Yeah, no, it hasn't stopped even a little.
Which is pretty awesome, though, like, considering, like, you know, a lot of races, like, you go through the race, you see something about it for, like, the day of, the day after, maybe, and just kind of dissipates. But Cocodona, man, still staying strong within social media, and just everybody's still talking about it, and everybody's unpacking it and everything else. And so, you know, I've had some folks reach out and just ask about that experience as well. And so, if you are somebody that reaches out, you know, like Chance said, we'll be dropping something, probably a couple episodes, I imagine, just kind of breaking down the different sections or mindsets and planning and everything.
Highest of highs, lowest of lows.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and if I had to guess on dates for those, we'd probably be dropping them on the 22nd and 29th, somewhere in there. We'll keep y'all updated as we move through it. But then after we take care of Cocodona and wrap up what it is, and the vast culture around Cocodona and the amazing race that Air Vipa put together, we're going to move back to your regularly scheduled programming, along with mixing in some other fun stuff and some different things, with continuing in the gospel of Jesus Christ through Matthew as well.
Yeah.
That's something we definitely don't want to shy away from, and I think we ended up away from it a little longer than we anticipated, but
yeah.
Hey, it's part of it. We're moving through this, and we're growing and developing, just like y'all. So that's our hope, is to get back to that eventually.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, it's one of those things too. It's like, you know, we are working through the Gospels together through here, you know, on the podcast and everything. But I also know, like, we are still staying, you know, dedicated and disciplined within diving into Scripture, you know, pretty consistently. We're still trying to apply it to our daily lives, and still trying to help those around us with that as well. You know, for me, you know, there's a lot of self-reflection that happened out on the trail with this type of stuff too.
Oh yeah.
And you know, there's still a lot to reflect upon there, and you know, just because we're not diving right back into Matthew right this second doesn't mean we're not being involved in it. You know what I mean?
Agreed. And
so,
I would say, I think we're what, 16 chapters in or something like that, roughly. If you were heavily interested in being involved in Matthew and studying with us, but maybe you got a late jump on it, or we didn't give you good enough warning, use this next couple of weeks as a great opportunity to read through Matthew, catch up on some chapters, and get up to speed with where we're at. We'd love to have you along for the journey as well. So that could be a cool thing to take on and be part of. So just food for thought there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. One other important thing I want to get to before we shut her down too is we have a new social media management plan going on a little bit.
We do, man. We're going through trying to make some changes, some updates to everything.
Trying to jazz it up, give y'all something to see out there. If you're on social media, that's at Next in Line Development on Facebook, Instagram, and right now we're still kind of on TikTok, but looking to possibly phase TikTok out a little bit. What we're really looking at, guys, is I have done a poor job of managing social media in the past. It's been a huge time suck for me. It's been something that I don't have the most healthy relationship with going forward, or in the past, I should say. So it wastes so much time. There's so much content out there that's just not conducive to productivity and things like that. So my goal is to get away from those. And by doing so, I have deleted those apps. I'm not on Facebook Messenger anymore or anything like that. But between the two Lanes in my life, Lane Divin and Lane Pitts. They've been doing a great job of managing social media. Over the course of Cocodona, Lane Pitts, my wife, did a phenomenal job managing that, replying to messages, and doing all of the things. Now, if you reach out and you want to talk to me or you want to talk to Lane Divin, by all means, shoot your question in, shoot your comment in, whatever it is. And those things go to us and our team here. And we take care of them. We answer, we respond. And we'd still love to hear from you and be involved with you. But just for the purpose of this podcast and making sure this remains something that we're keeping our eye on the ball in the correct way, that's just a change we're making going forward. So.
Yeah, I mean, and even then too, we're gonna start going through. We're looking to start having a lot more interaction with everybody on social media. Through daily. I don't know if it'll be daily posts, but a lot more posts at least. Going through and just doing some reels and some highlights on training for both of us and training for anybody in our community of Next in Line too, and just some things that really make an impact on us at least that we think will have an impact on y'all as well. So,
yeah, absolutely. No, we definitely want to share those people that we learn from, and we want to make sure that y'all get whatever resources we have for success too, because man, there's some great people, great organizations that have made a huge, huge impact on us through our journeys that we've been on and that we're still on. So
yeah, yep, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Well, what else we got, dude?
Man, the last thing that I have on here is that we've actually picked up a new sponsor for the next handful of episodes. Very excited to share a partnership with Dr. Marriage.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dr. Marriage is a resource for men out there. It's headed by a couple of gentlemen that have been counselors for a long time, heavily involved in the counseling world for individuals and families. And what this truly is, guys, is the most valuable part of it that I've seen so far for me and have gotten to explore is there's a daily post that's sent out every weekday. You can sign up for the email list. It's drmarriage.org. And what it looks like is they will send you this brief thought is basically what it is. And it's a post that you read through and you are meant to read to your wife. But reading it to yourself is effective as well. What you can do is you can go on there and it lays out a portion of life as a man and really something that is food for thought and a conversation starter between you and your wife. And it covers a variety of different topics in life and things that we as men often struggle with. And now we all have our struggles. I definitely have mine. Lane, I'm sure you have yours as well.
100%.
And there's always areas we could bring our attention to and focus on a little bit better. And Dr. Marriage does a great job of that. I'm actually on the mailing list. My wife's on the mailing list as well. We review them together. We go through them all. Not all of them every single time they pop up, but definitely the ones that pertain to us and ones that hit home a little bit better. He also ties in a prayer point and a Bible connection as well to them. So it makes it really tangible and it goes really well with what we're working on learning through the gospel of Jesus Christ and even the other areas of the Bible that we're exploring and just how being a man in today's society ties back to the Bible and ties back to what we need to do as men to be who we need to be for our wives and our families as well. So, and I would highly recommend going out there, just checking out at least drmarriage.org. See what they have to post there. See if it hits home. See if it connects. Check out a few posts, guys, and see if it's something that you could utilize because I know it's been a service for me and my wife. And it's 100% free. It's a daily email, like I said, and to me, it's just something that's another tool in the toolbox for being successful and trying to be the best version of yourself that you can be. So,
absolutely, man. What kind of impact has that had on you, just generally? I mean, has it been pretty positive overall?
It's been pretty positive to the point of really it takes it to a point of there's a lot of things as men that we're not ready to quite put out there or talk to our wives about or just be 100% transparent with, because let's be honest, in the past, if you've dealt with something like that and you've put yourself out and been vulnerable, it's hard to feel like you're in control. It's hard to feel like you're looked at in the same light as a leader and as a man and as everything that you're supposed to be, right? But what this does is it gives an opportunity for you to step up and be vulnerable in that regard, because the posts are very true, and they're things that men often deal with in this world, right? But sometimes we're not able to say, or we're too scared to say, or whatever. So teaching me to step out on a branch with vulnerability a little bit more is something that I would say it's been huge with. And if you're looking to grow closer to your wife, or if you're not having those intimate conversations, those vulnerable conversations, I would say this is where that difference occurs. So it's a great fuel source for those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Dang, that's pretty cool. We'll have to check that out for sure. And I'm interested to see if any of our people in our community kind of follow those footsteps and see what they dive into with that as well. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, and there's a variety of other things on that website as well besides the specific daily posts. That's where I've seen a lot of the value, and there's also programs. There's also different resources and podcasts that some of the authors involved in and things like that. So it's a really cool resource overall.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, that's freaking awesome, dude. Heck yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, Dr. Marriage, for being a part of this podcast.
I know it. That's pretty dang exciting. And then on the other side of that, we also have good old Access Recovery.
Yeah, that's right, man. I was hoping for some Access Recovery this past week, but I wasn't able to get over to Houston.
Yeah.
Thanks, Barnes. First off, thanks, Chris Barnes from Access Recovery, coming out and being part of the Pacer and crew group that we had in Arizona for Cocodona. It was an amazing experience. He did some awesome things, played the key role in success out there. But man, their recovery is really where it's at.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely. Going through and just getting to go through and do some cold plunges and some sauna therapy, just makes a big difference in your training and recovery overall. So.
It does, and I've even implemented a lot of those things into my recovery over here. That I would love to, be able to get on a more professional and commercial level, like a place like Access. But man, they just haven't made it over here to San Antonio yet. But if you do find yourself in the Conroe or Houston area, don't hesitate to go over there. Those guys are next level, and state-of-the-art facilities, equipment, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Well, brother, you got anything else?
Man, I think that's really it for today. Again, guys.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, sorry for the shorter episode. We're just still unpacking a lot. I hope you work with us, and we're looking forward to the next 2 episodes about Cocodona.
Absolutely. And if there is anything that, we did go through and do a quick Q&A on the way home from Arizona. But if there are some questions that you still have over the experience that we had, obviously go through and submit those. We'll probably go through and I say probably. We will go through. I saw a couple more questions submitted after the fact.
I think I actually had one I saw and a couple others.
Yeah. So we'll go back and touch base on those that weren't answered yet. And then if you're doing anything cool or if you're diving into some scripture that you want us to know about or anything like that, obviously just include us in those and whatever it is that you're doing. So.
Yeah, we'd love that, honestly. So we want to be part. We don't just do this to come tell you how cool we are running these races and stuff like that. It's kind of the opposite of what we're doing. We hope to inspire some people, and we hope to hear about what you're doing because, man, what y'all do inspires us. So
absolutely. Well, other than that, I guess we'll get on to it, man. So y'all get out there. Go do hard things, lead the way, and always be prepared for whatever it is.
Next in line.
Adios, folks.